You've spent the last several months learning from some of the best leaders in your community. But let's not forget the words of Pablo Picasso, who said, "The meaning of life is to find your gift, but the purpose is to give it away."
So, first of all, leaders help motivate and guide others, which ultimately lead to a more effective and efficient workplace. And this doesn't even have to deal with only the workplace, this can happen outside the community as well. Also, leaders can inspire other leaders as well, just like we get inspired by our panel members that come in every week. So that also helps bring up new leaders and help the future generation of leaders.
Now, it's important to remember that as a leader, a big part of your job is to serve those people that you lead.
Great leaders find the balance between foresight, performance, and character. They have courage, integrity, humility, and focus along with the ability to plan strategically and catalyze cooperation amongst their team. Good business leaders create a vision, and they are able to portray this vision to their team. This separates them from managers because being able to portray a vision to your team enables everyone to take the role that they are meant to, which makes everyone as proactive as they need to be.
A lot of people think that being a leader is just some glorious position. You never have to get your hands dirty. You're the boss, you're in charge, you get to tell other people what to do. When in reality, we have to remember being a leader means you have to get in there, mix things up, get your hands dirty, and serve the people that you're leading.
One of the most important things to know about leadership is knowing how to work with other leaders who aren't just like you, and not just saying that your way is the best way. You may recall the PACE color palette activity from one of our first sessions, or the animal activity from our session at UPMC. These were both done in order to explore the types of leaders that we are.
To be a leader, you need various qualities in yourself, like integrity, confidence, compassion, etc. So along with those qualities, another one that is very crucial as a leader is communication. Because without communication, you can't be such an effective leader. You're not able to, communicate with others around you. And so a task is usually not fulfilled that way.
Tasks that are viewed as lacking ambition, boring, do not motivate your group to want to participate. Making sure that they are feeling involved and stimulated is an important way in which you can make sure people are taking an active role in their group.
The first step in working with other leaders is understanding them, knowing their strengths and weaknesses, and learning what to say or not say to them while working.
While you're communicating with others, you have to keep in mind that the receiver can change sometimes, or the nature of the receiver is always changing. There's different people, different types of natures out there that you're going to deal with. So you have to take into consideration all these different factors, all these different emotions and priorities in the people around you, and how to communicate with them.
The way someone discusses their vision can be just as important as the actual contact. When explaining your vision, make sure you're maintaining good eye contact, having positive facial expressions, hand gestures, and a nice tone of voice. And of course, above all, enthusiasm.
If you think back all the way to one of our first sessions, or to that little sticker on your name tag, you may remember that our leadership types were red, yellow, blue, or green. Reds enjoy their freedom and flexibility. They may be seen as bad listeners or impatient, but their out-of-the-box ideas and efficiency can come in handy.
To those kind of people, you want to say things like, "Hey, I like your attitude, way to go get them," things like that they'll appreciate because they value and prioritize challenges and risks.
Yellows, on the other hand, are very traditional and value rules and authority. They may be seen as overly organized, but they are very dependable and are great listeners.
You want to say things like, try to keep everybody accountable, but you get to cross the T's and dot the I's.
Blues are your peacekeepers within the group. They are not as detail-oriented, but they are team players and will mediate conflict.
So to those kind of people, you want to say things like, way to keep the group together, or what do you think is fair? Something that's going to touch their sense of compatibility with others that they value so much. And by doing that, you're effectively communicating with them and maintaining your role as a leader.
And finally are the greens. They're your curious, independent problem solvers. They may get defensive if criticized, but they are very logical and analytical and will make sure the task gets done to perfection.
So to those kind of people, you want to say, hey, I have a task for you, or can you handle this on your own? Let me know what you think. Things like that, that touch their sense of independence. And yet they're able to get their task done.
By being able to determine the colors of your fellow leaders, you should be able to effectively communicate past each other's weaknesses and use strengths to your advantage.
So in conclusion, when you're talking to different people around you and just playing your role as a leader in a group, you want to take into consideration the different types of people you're going to deal with and the different types of things you should say to them.
Making a vision easily understood is critical. Dropping buzzwords and ambiguous words lead others to not really understand what you want from them, and therefore it is also important to give task-specific activities. At any level, the challenge for people to try to convert the vision into their daily tasks is very difficult. If you assign tasks that can be checked off at the end of the day, you will find higher productivity within the people that are working in your group.
Our job as leaders is to also help inspire leaders in our communities, just as our panel members have been doing for us. So they've been coming in each meeting and explaining to us why it's important to be a leader and what they have to do in their community to help. And that's what we should be doing for everybody around us.
And I think this is so vitally important because you can be the best leader, a good communicator, problem solver, relator, mediator, but if you're not using it every single day, all that you've learned here at JLP is going to be wasted, stagnant, and like a muscle, it's just going to deteriorate and atrophy until there's nothing left.